Hey guys, Mike the Vike here, back for yet another video. So the first base we're taking a look at is B4M's compound. Now if you enjoy this series, don't forget to leave a like on the video, that helps me out a lot and it's just great motivation. So here's the base, as you can see. They're kind of freaking out. It's a massive base compared to their last one, and overall just impressive. I like the things that they've done. So taking a look at the actual main base, they got quite a few interesting things going on here. I'm a really big fan of how they've done double walling on this base. I don't think I've seen double walling quite like this before, and it's definitely going to make raiding, at least from the sides, a huge pain. Now on top of that, they've used the metal barricades, as you can see, all the way along every single area possible, basically, to kind of help counter against Twig. They've also got a really wonderful defense area here, as you can see. Like, they've got so much open space for maneuvering and countering any kind of raid. It's a really good roof. Their use of high external walls is certainly unique. Instead of putting them the normal way, how you have them against the base, they've went ahead and used it kind of like wall stacking in a way. They have used the same format on their external walls, as you can see, and I think it would be quite effective in the long run. Now, of course, I probably should have pointed out this is an island base, but they also went to the trouble of adding a legit bridge to the base. Now, most bridges you see, they're pretty ordinary, you know, just like a single foundation wide. Well, these guys have done a fantastic job, and they've made like a legitimate bridge with walls on the side. You've got like two kind of gates here guarding the way, and it's just kind of gorgeous. Now you can see here on each one of the gates, they've loaded up a couple shotgun traps so that if any nakeds are passing by, you know, they're obviously going to get stopped in their tracks. Okay, let's go ahead and talk to the crew.
Alright, I will FF off and lay all of you down right now if you touch my buddy Mike.
Has anybody tried to raid you this wipe?
50 nakeds.
Literally every naked on the server has tried to rock raid us, but other than that, nobody has tried. Yeah, so the walls around the outside, man, I put the normally that we would regularly put, but then I put the sideways layer to stop anybody from building and jumping in, because you just can't jump that far. Anybody who jumps in is just going to jump onto those stones. So it's going to cost you at least like 6C4 to come in here.
That counters the Twig update, so you can't just build over that anymore?
No, nobody's been able to build over it. The only place they can build over is at the gates, which there's their own defenses inside of there as well. I popped a turret inside of that one. All the spikes that hang over the edges as well stop you from building off, so you can't actually build any Twig off of the walls.
Oh man, this guy's smart.
You can't drop in at all because you're going to get stuck, and you can't build on the outside, so you can't build over to the main base. Again, like they can jump and build like around right there. They can build off of that and try to jump, but it's a really fucking long jump. And then the auto turret will poke you in the mouth when you poke your head up too. So other than the exterior walls, I did a little double walling on. Nothing really too special, man. Just all the exterior high stone walls was my favorite part.
Overall, guys, this is one of the more impressive bases I've ever seen. I really like how they're trying to counter the Twig update. I didn't know that's what this was for. And clearly, I mean, they said no raid attempts, really, so it must be working. But just a very impressive and smart design. I would say they've done a lot of stuff that's really unique. On top of that, of course, the turrets, the actual base defense itself, the fact that there's so many players. This thing is just overall basically untouchable. You know, nobody's gonna be able to get in here, really. The only thing I can say that sucks is it's too bad my server's weekly wipe, because wouldn't it be cool to see how long this thing lasts over like a month? But unfortunately, the game doesn't really support that right now, so what do you got going here?
I got a solo base that I made it with hard work. This is a design that I just tried to build with a nice compound. Then to the compound I added some honeycombs and everything, walls. There was raiders. There was 9 guys coming PS clan that came. They built the raid base over there. All of them 9 guys versus 1. Then when they came started to rotate, and I have too many spots to shoot from. Like I can come from here, from over there, everywhere, and I got abilities to go up, down. When they started to shoot the first rocket, they came here, shooted one rocket down. Then I came from right here, wasn't able even to hear me.
That's really
Came,
cool.
shoot them down, took the rockets, banked it in base, the raid is over. Then I came with my friends and I killed them all. Raided the raid base and bye-bye.
Damn, dude, that's awesome. So this base is actually really impressive. I love his story about the 1v9 thing. The best part of this base sounds like it's going to be the base defense, which with a smaller base is basically the most important thing. It's all about these angles. Instead of having just a few different sets of windows, he's got roofs and a whole bunch of doors, and just there's so many different angles he can approach from. It's going to be very tricky to figure out where he's going to pop out from next. I'm just proud that he was able to defend himself and keep this thing up. Like, this thing is still up. It's Thursday today. No one managed to get through, and that's impressive on its own. So I was just flying around the base and I found this thing. I don't know what to call it. I'm not sure if this is like a YouTube design. I'm gonna go ahead and nickname it the Spider Base, because this thing, like, I've never seen a base like this. It just randomly came across it. As you can see here, I mean, you could call it a bug, I don't know, you could give it a bunch of names, but he's got all these random little towers on the outside. Normally you see those tower kind of things on a bigger compound, like, right, with the sky bridges, but he's kind of done the same thing but scaled it down, and I've never seen that before. I'm not sure how well it would hold up against any kind of, you know, twig update. They could probably just build up to the top, ladder hatch down, and that's a GG, but, you know, I appreciate unique designs. Okay, I just randomly came across another little base. You guys remember the boat base from last week? This guy, he's made like a freighter, you know what I mean? He's got the cargo things. He even put like paint signs to make it look like those big cargo containers, you know? I'm gonna assume it's called the North Star. That's cool. He made a nice little logo and stuff. He's got an interesting little setup here, and I think it's adorable, you know? I would love to see more bases where it's like trying to imitate something else instead of just building a house.
Okay, so welcome to the cargo ship.
So what inspired this this boat base, okay?
I think a person just really likes ships, and he built it.
I like it. Nice and simple. Okay. Okay. So that guy didn't build the base, his friend built it. No. I think that's going to be the end of this week's base tours. Overall, some really nice bases this week. B4M's thing is like legendary. That's a really impressive base. Yeah, just some great personalities this week. I'm really happy. Anyway, this was of course recorded on my Rust server. It's a modded 2xGather server. Great time, normally really good population. So if you're interested in joining, there's info on how to do that down below in the description. Of course, if you're new around here, don't forget to subscribe. I've got these base tours, update videos, gameplays, and all that jazz. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.